The whole band stayed at the chalet all summer long. Then, I suppose, everyone went their own sweet way.
Did you ever see any of them again?
Oh, no.
What about Dana and Leon?
They too went their own ways, I guess. And that, Fräulein Walker, is all there is to it.
Do you know if she's still alive?
Can't be sure, but I doubt it. It was a lifetime ago, Fräulein Walker.
Where do you think she might be if she were?
No idea. Things went from bad to worse after that summer. Not to mention half the town was razed during the war.
Did Dana leave anything here? Any documents or anything that might help me find where she went?
Not that I know of. But I suppose there might be in Father's old coffer. Must still be in the loft. Junta bought it from him that summer, so she could use it to store her precious filming gear. She was supposed to come back for it, but she never did. If there is anything that can help you, it will be in there. So feel free to look around the refuge by yourself if you like, even though I don't think anyone managed to open the coffer since Junta left.
Thank you, Demoiselle Lenny. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's take a look around. So we just had a talk with her. We'll head on inside. Have I had a look at this already? It's been a little while since I played, so...
Maintaining the refuge must be a huge job. As tough as Lenny is, I hope she has some help when she needs it.
And check out the objectives here as well. Find Junta's coffer in the attic. Find out about the region and its history before you open up Junta's coffer. We will do that, so we'll definitely take a good look around.
Ah, I see I'm not the only one stuck here. Bah, pull up a seat and together we can moan about being stuck here.
Thank you, but I have things to do.
I hope you can stay until this evening at least. In London they have the changing of the guard. Here we get the changing of the colors. I guarantee it's worth the wait. English?
American, actually.
Oh, seeing as you've come so far, then... Besides, it's always nicer to be stranded in good company. From Belgium, myself, on a world climbing tour.
Stranded?
Didn't you know? They've closed the Teufelskragen. That's the path they call the Devil's Pass.
So that's what all the fuss is about.
All down to climate change.
You mean the thaw, right?
Made the path too dangerous to climb and apparently resulted in a morbid discovery.
Oh?
Bodies of resistance fighters, killed while leading refugees to Switzerland. Frozen solid.
Resistance fighters? You mean frozen since the Second World War?
That's what the paper says.
Is that what the tent's for?
It's a temporary chapel of rest that the rescue team made while waiting for the bodies to be airlifted out.
I see. I guess there's no reason to disrespect the departed, even after all these years.
I only hope all this sudden interest from excavationists puts an end to the stupid rumors that a strange creature haunts the Silberspiegel. Otherwise, you can be sure, as soon as the old lady pops her clogs, this place will become run over by those infernal tourists.
Can you tell me about this Devil's Pass?
Oh, it's on the far side of the cirque, looking out from the terrace. As you can imagine, it's called Devil's Pass because it's extremely dangerous. Most of all because of the risk of avalanche. Only seasoned alpinists can negotiate it, really. As a professional alpinist myself, what I love about it is knowing I'm climbing in the tracks of courageous climbers of bygone times. There's a real sense of history about it. For example, resistance fighters used it during the war to smuggle Vagherans and other victims of the Brown Shadow into Switzerland.
What about those frozen bodies they discovered at the foot of Devil's Pass?
Well, due to climate change, the snow line has receded, revealing the bodies trapped in the ice since the Second World War. Most probably resistance fighters and exiles, trying to flee the fascist occupiers and reach Switzerland by the pass. I imagine they got caught in an avalanche. Poor wretches have been imprisoned ever since. Until today. That is why the authorities have blocked access to the pass, so they can take the bodies out, identify them, and give them a proper burial.
I've had some experience with fantastic fauna myself. But what do you make of the so-called strange creature that roams the mountain?
Just another local fairy tale to pull in the tourists, if you ask me. They say it lives in prehistoric caves. And that it's responsible for people going missing. Ooh. Some even say that the mysterious cries you can hear on some nights are the creature calling for a mate. In other words, the usual twaddle you normally get in remote or uncharted places like the high mountain or the deep sea. Twaddle passed down from generation to generation, through sheer ignorance.
Surely, from what I read on the way here, the cries could come from an animal native to the area, couldn't they?
That is my thinking exactly. No doubt a bear with something caught in his throat. It happens, you know. Probably scared a tourist one evening, or... maybe it was young pranksters.
Right. Thanks for cluing me in. Anyway, I better get back to what I was doing.
You are welcome, Fräulein.
Okay, let's take a look around. I don't think there's anything in the bar that we can have a look at. Oh, there is actually.
Reminds me of Hans's automatons in Valladolid. A mechanical stove. Seen better days. Another object with the look of the Vorarlberg workshop.
And it does have the Hans Vorarlberg symbol on it as well. Let's see if we can use the piano.
That must be the piano Dana played on the night she met Leon. The night Lenny told me about.
Okay, nothing over there to look at.
Lenny's father must have made this stair lift to help her get up and down the stairs. Must have taken him many hours. It's touching when you think about it.
Okay, let's head up. See if we can take a little look around. There is a book just over here.
An old book? The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann? Funny. My grandparents left me a copy before they died when I was a kid. I should get around to reading it someday. Dormitories. I wonder how many people stop at the Refuge these days.
Okay, so that's the stairs up to the attic. We'll have a look down here first.
This must be Lenny's room. Not sure I'm allowed in here, really.
Local man Leon Kabatis took a shock slalom men's gold at the Garmisch Partenkirchen Winter Olympics on Saturdays. The two favourites both spectacularly bombed out. Ivar Ballengrud of Norway won silver, 0.34 seconds behind, and Rudi Kranz of Germany the bronze after his compatriot Franz Fenner and then Bertil Presson of Norway both imploded. Kabatis 21 becomes the only Vaghen skier to win an Olympic medal, breaking the national record set by Hans Garderman in 1932 in Lake Placid. It means everything. I've been training my whole life for a moment like this, said the unheralded mountain guide from Vaghen. I took a medal in Lake Placid 1932, a bronze, but I always dreamt about the gold medal, and now it's a dream come true, and I'm totally blown away. Kabatis follows in the footsteps of Max Schaffer as the only second national to win a men's Olympic slalom gold. Okay, so that was Kabatis who won the gold.
Keep your servant also from willful sins. May they not rule over me. Then I will be blameless, innocent of great transgression. Sweet. Photos of the Refuge. Looks like they're arranged by time period.
Okay, so this is the board. We can have a little look around at these frames here.
There are no photos of the occupation of Vaghen by the Brown Shadow. I guess that corresponds to when Lenny and her father had to leave the Refuge. These date from before the war. There's even one from the summer when Dana worked at the Refuge. All these photos go up to the 80s, including my date of birth.
Okay, just that one there that we can have a look at.
This series ends at 2002, 3 years ago, when I began my journey with Oscar and Hans's train.
Okay, that's it for the board. Looks like an automaton here, or half of one.
That's pretty impressive. Obviously helps Lenny get up and about. She's still sitting there, watching. Wonder what she's thinking about.
Alright, let's get out of Lenny's room. See what else we can find.
Austere. Looks like a storage room. Somebody's been smoking. A client, maybe? Unless Lenny likes to sneak a smoke.
We did see a cigarette on the way up here as well, so somebody else must be around.
Austere. Looks like a storage room. So that's the painting Dana told Lenny's father to buy. Not bad. And similar in style to my painting. Wonder what the others were like. There. But who could have left it open?
There should be something... Oh, okay, down here.
It must be a lot of work keeping this place going. Hats off to Demoiselle Lenny for managing all by herself.
And I believe that is it for this little section. So we're going to head up the stairs and see what else we can find. Nothing much we can do here, no puzzles at the moment, just having a look around, but we are going to get to some puzzles pretty soon once we head up here. Okay.
Take-up reel. Like the ones used on old cinema projectors.
Okay, we'll grab that. Have a look in the box as well. Vorarlberg Factory's documents. Dear Herr Gustav Renner, with regard to your letter of 3rd August, we are pleased to inform you that Vorarlberg Manufacturing would be honoured to assist your daughter Lenny following the tragic events that resulted in her disability. Both my father and my brother Hans would have been as admiring as I am of her selfless courage during the troubling years the old continent of Europe has recently suffered. I'm doubly proud to learn that Lenny is the daughter of one of our most talented former employees. It is therefore with great pleasure that Vorarlberg Manufacturing has decided to respond favourably to your request. Please find enclosed the construction plans that will allow you to adapt the entire mountain refuge to Lenny's handicap. Yours sincerely, Anna Vorarlberg. Okay, nice. Oh, actually, there were more, weren't there? Assembly drawings and their bill of materials for the construction of various mechanisms to adapt the refuge to Demoiselle Lenny's handicap. Okay. Looks like the chair. And that's it. Okay, what else do we have here? Lenny's medal. 1945.
I must remember to ask Lenny about it. Don't want to break my neck, thank you very much. This must be Junta's coffer, the one Lenny spoke about.
Okay, open Junta's coffer. We still need to find out more about the region, so still some more things to look at here, but it's going to be fairly difficult to open the coffer. We've got this panel here, we've got this panel here, we've got a couple at the top. Alright, let's ask Lenny about it. I'm just gonna have a quick look around and make sure I haven't missed anything up here. And we'll take a look at the journal as well while we're here. According to my latest information, Kate Walker has lost that automaton of hers she calls Oscar. By all accounts, it happened during her visit to the Miller Antiques shop. There's Oscar there. Given that she's also now mourning her mother and her co-intimate, I'm beginning to wonder if Miss Walker brought some kind of curse upon herself when she fled with the late Monsieur Vorarlberg nearly 3 years ago. It might seem a bit far-fetched, but there's a term I once heard at a conference by my favourite crime writer, and it keeps popping into my head whenever I think of Kate Walker. In a word, hubris. It describes the arrogance and excessive pride of a person that leads them to disregard the divinely fixed limits, and by seeking to avoid a tragic destiny, the person ends up by provoking it. I guess it's like a cruel twist of fate, like that which seems to be striking Kate Walker. She fled her old life, and yet, after all these misfortunes, her old life must seem more present and full of regrets than ever. But anyway, Miss Walker is still on her unlikely quest to find the woman in the picture she found in that mine. My guess is she's thrown herself into this new quest to escape from her grief. Herb Miller from the antique shop told me he sent Miss Walker to the Silberspiegel Refuge in the mountains near Vaghen. I'll be heading out there as soon as I can. Miss Walker only has a few days head start. She may well still be there by the time I arrive. So hopefully we'll be gone before he arrives. Now let's head on down, talk to Lenny, see what she has to say about opening the coffer.
What now, Fräulein? I was just about to doze off.
About Junta's coffer.
What about it?
Where did the coffer in the loft come from?
In fact, Father made it himself during the long winter evenings. He wanted something more elegant and solid than the old family coffer where he kept the takings. So he made the one upstairs, thanks to the techniques he learned when he worked in the Vorarlberg factory in Valladolid.
Valladolid in France?
That's right. The price Junta paid was equivalent to a month's worth of takings. Money well spent, though, because it was built like a mountain fortress.
You wouldn't happen to know the combination, would you?
I told you before, I don't know it.
How did you meet Leon Kobatis?
Why do you ask? You from the police or something?
No. I just thought I'd ask, since you seem to appreciate him. Didn't you?
Fräulein, when I said you could look in the guest rooms, it didn't include my room. But yes, like I said before, he was a regular customer even before the episode with Dana. To me, he was like a movie star. What young girl wouldn't be bowled over by a young, handsome alpinist? And to top it off, an Olympic medalist?
Can you tell me about the resistance medal with your name on it?
Sure, I was in the resistance. Not for those medals, though. Nothing but tin charms. You see, there's those who received medals, and those that were killed. And besides, they aren't gonna give me my legs back, are they?
No, but they prove you played a part in the liberation of your country.
Puh, nonsense. Nothing but bad memories. I'd rather not talk about it.
I'll be going then.
Okay, let's check out the telescope. We can have a look. Please insert coin and remove the cap.
There's a cap blocking the view.
Okay. Let's see if we can figure this out. We'll inspect this down here. See if we can find the coin.
I have to put in a coin. Typical.
So we do have some coins here. Let's try this. that work? There we go. Right, so now we can take a look around at the different places here. We can zoom in different areas, and we can also take photos as well. So let's zoom in on the Madonna laces over here. And I'll take a photo of that one. Madonna's tress, okay. So we'll zoom back out, head across to the right.
That's
Zoom
the
in.
fabled Silberspiegel. Oh, I wish I had time to watch it change color.
So we'll take a photo of this one. And we need to do this 5 times. Zooming out, get to the next location. And we will need these, or some of them, to open up the coffer. Devil's Peak. Let's take a photo of this one. Zoom out. Devil's Pass. This is what the skier was talking about. We'll zoom in there, see what we can
So
see.
that's what they call the Devil's Pass. Incredible.
Taking a photo. Zoom back out. Get to the final location. Down here.
The bodies of the resistance fighters that the alpinist mentioned must be inside.
Alright, we'll take a photo of that. Okay. And that should be everything we need. Let's head on out. Oh, that's not what I wanted to inspect. We can go down as well. There's not much we can see down there. We'll just see that the road up to the pass is blocked off for the moment.
That must lead to the other side of the circus. That must be the notice the alpinist at the Refuge spoke about. It prohibits access to Devil's Pass due to the bodies of the resistance fighters found on the ice.
Okay, danger path closed due to a recent discovery at the foot of the passage known as Devil's Pass. This path has been closed to facilitate excavation works. In order to prevent any risk of accident and to ensure public safety, access to Devil's Pass is strictly prohibited until further notice. Okay. So we can't get any further that way. Let's head back up, head into the refuge, see if we can open up the coffer. Let's take a look over here.
Oh, it's dazzling up here. I can see why they call it the Silberspiegel. Silber means silver, and Spiegel is mirror. The silver mirror. It certainly lives up to its name. So much going on in these mountains. Now and before. But I'd better get back on track, or I'll end up renting a room from Demoiselle Lenny and explore the area for weeks.
Okay, so we did need to look out there to complete that objective. But now that we are done with that, I can just focus on opening up the coffer, so we're going to head back up. See if we can figure out those panels. Okay, so yeah, this is showing us the picture here. So we don't have a photo of the zoomed out version, but this is the entire mountain here. And I can see if I can... This one's definitely correct. It's got to be these other three. So we've got this black section here, which I have. Yeah, because it's so faded, it's it's actually really awkward to try to match these up. I thought I had that right, so I don't actually know what I've done wrong there. Very interesting. Don't know what I've done wrong here at the moment. Does look fine to me. I did do this in my casual playthrough. I thought it'd be fairly straightforward to find the right spots again, but it has been a week since I played and I can't remember exactly what I'm doing wrong now. That looks right to me. That looks right to me. That should be fine, more or less. Let's try to move this one around a little bit. Looks like there is a bit of a path up here, which does kind of connect up. It's definitely not that one there. Doesn't look like it. Oh, that's it? Okay, that does not look like the... Let's spin this around. That opens up that one, finally. Yeah, because it's so faded, it's just so hard to see. And hopefully I'll be able to figure out this one as well now. From what I remember, this one was not as hard. Let's take a look around. Gotta find out which one is wrong now. This one looks okay. Okay, yeah, this one is far simpler. Spin that one around. It's going to open up these two. We can spin them around. Take a look. Okay, is this one not spun around correctly?
Amazing.
There we go.
Now it shows the view from the terrace. Amazing. Now it shows the view from the terrace.
Okay, so that's the Devil's Pass. That's the photo on the left. We can take a closer look at it. Now, if we go into here, this one should be the one on the right, 108. And then we've got the pass on the left. Is it this one here, 72? Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, it looks like 72, and Devil's Pass is definitely 108. 108. There we go. Whew. Okay, let's take a look around.
Vaghen, Refuge, 1937. Junta's films, taken during the summer Dana worked here. This one says Lenny, director. So I guess Lenny did get to make her film after all. A film developing company. They probably developed Junta's films and sent them back once they were done. No doubt Junta must have written this. Summer 1937. The year Dana worked here. Let's see. I filled my last diary last night. Ordered another one, but still waiting for supplies to be delivered to the Refuge. Using an old envelope in the meantime. Today invited Dana for a chat after her shift.
I'd like to know what Leon sees in her. I've never seen him so smitten. Thanks for popping up, Dana. How did the shift go?
Fine, same as usual.
Just finishing up here, then I'll make us a nice cup of tea.
Wow, that looks futuristic. What is it?
Ah, that little baby is my viewer. That's why it goes in the coffer.
What does it do?
I use it to put together and edit the rushes.
The what?
Rushes. In other words, the strips of unedited footage. I've finished today's selection, so be a dear and put it in the coffer, would you?
I would if I knew how.
Oh, just turn the key in the lock.
Okay. Junta's
The
key.
key Junta asked me to hide.
Dana, be a darling and put the key somewhere safe. You can't be too careful with these mountain people, especially with that little Lenny sniffing around my equipment all the time.
Where do you normally put it?
I have a little hiding place over there.
So in there, let's take a look around first.
Did you take this picture?
Of course.
And Herr Hers? What's he doing with the Origin expedition?
Unfortunately, all scientific expeditions sponsored by the Brown Shadow come with a chaperone like him. There to make sure their funds are used as they see fit. In other words, that there is no divergence with regards to their ideology.
How did you get to film them training?
Oh, it was a commission. Lucky, really. Right place, right time kind of thing. Of course, I jumped at the chance because it meant I could film Leon in action at last.
How did you and Leon get together? I mean, how did you...
We're just friends, if that's what you want to know.
Herr Gustav's radio. Looks like he customized it, probably to compensate for the wave disturbance due to the mountains. Is this where you want me to put the key?
Yes, there's a dear.
It's a handy hiding place. Who made it?
Oh, Herr Gustav. He knows only too well that some customers have their little secrets, you know.
Okay, we can switch back to Kate Walker, but we need some more information first. Let's take a look.
Junta's key should be safe in there.
Okay.
Just need to finish preparing for the filming tomorrow. Then we can chat away to our heart's content. If you could just fetch me a new roll of film from the darkroom, then we're done.
That's a lot of equipment you have there. If you don't mind my asking, how do you manage to pay for it all?
Oh, that's easy. Especially when you know a few generous patrons of the arts, dear.
Did you take the photos of the athletes? You're not often lonely then.
Well, look at our sweet little waitress. Doesn't she have a saucy mind? It's called art, dear. My work aims to explore every facet of youth and the vitality of bodies.
I bet it does.
Alright, here we are in the dark room. Let's take a look around. Some of the photos there.
I love your photos.
Ah, well, they each represent an element of mountain wildlife and flora I've photographed recently. I use them as a sort of checklist.
A checklist, huh?
Okay, so this is the one that we need. The Goat Flower Mountain Forest. If we can remember that, that'd be great. Otherwise, we need to grab the blank film.
Here are the film rolls Yunta asked me for. All these newspaper clippings mention the Brown Shadow. According to Father, their influence is growing among the population. Now that I've had the misfortune of meeting Herr Hess here, I understand his concern.
Okay, let's switch over to Kay Walker. We've got some information.
According to Yunta's notes, there was a room on the other side. I can't reach it anymore, but Dana could.
Okay, so we need to find the key actually. Let's head back here.
Impossible.
Get away!
Yunta's coffer key.
Okay, let's bring this over. Let's open up this.
I'll need a key to open it.
We definitely have the key. Let's pop that in. Spin that around.
Where can I find the combination for the mechanism?
So that was on the photos. We had a goat. Flower Mountain Forest. And there we go. Let's get a little bit closer first. A few things we need to do here. Okay, we'll pop this back down. See what happens. Okay, so let's take this off. And we can put the other one on.
Interesting footage. Let's see what's on the other reel.
So we'll just feed this through. Lower this down and we'll check this one out as well. So this one is interactive. Okay, not that way apparently. Let's make our way down here. Okay, not downstairs either. Let's see where Lenny's going to go with this. Making our way towards the guest rooms.
Lenny didn't say she filmed a fight between Dana and Leon. I'd better go back and see her to find out about it.
Okay, ask Lenny about the fight. Alright, so that's all we can do up here. Let's head on down. And then we are almost done with this section. She's moved over there now. Let's have a chat with her. See if she's going to give us any more information about what might have happened to
Demoiselle
Dana.
Lenny, I saw the film you shot of Dana and Leon.
So Junta kept it. She got so cross when she discovered I'd rummaged through her stuff. She most certainly had secrets of her own, that one.
I know it was ages ago, but can you recall what happened between Dana and Leon that day?
You do like flogging a dead horse, don't you, Fräulein? But as you please. Since Junta never let me use her camera, I decided not to ask her anymore. Like that, she couldn't say no, could she? And that's when I heard them arguing.
How could you agree to this, Leon? How could you?
I told you I had no choice. The local guide for Baltayar can't do it anymore. He got injured.
Why don't you just refuse then? It's their stupid expedition, not yours.
Look, Dana, I didn't want to tell you, but...
But what?
Frank Huss, that brute from the other night. He's the one that made the call here. In other words, he's taking revenge by sending me to the other side of the world with the Origin expedition. And he said that if I refused, something might happen. Not just to me, but to you as well.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You're a Vaghen and so are your parents, right? Well, Huss says it won't be long before the Brown Shadow is in power, and he made it clear that something was brewing, and that you and your parents would be first on the list.
What list?
I don't know, but it can't be good. Then he said that other Vaghens would follow.
Dear God.
Dana, darling, the world's gone crazy. Promise me you'll be very careful. It will be all right if you just watch yourself and what you say. I've asked Junta to stand by you just in case. It won't be long, darling. Half a school year at the Music Academy. I'll be home for Christmas. Promise. Oh, come here now, my pretty Edelweiss.
Don't call me that. You know I don't like it.
It's true, though. That's exactly what you are, my pretty Edelweiss.
If you keep that up, Leon Kobatis, I'll find you a nickname too.
Go on, then.
All right. Your nickname will be Alpine Lover from now on.
All right, but maybe you ought not to say this in public. Beautiful, isn't it? I could stay here forever.
There, Fräulein Walker. That is all I have to say. I hope this time you have what you need to continue on your journey.
Thank you, Demoiselle Lenny. But there is just one more thing. You mentioned a music academy? They must have ledgers and archives. Maybe I'll be able to find out whether Dana left an address there.
Well, it hasn't moved. It's still in Vaghen. Go to the musicians' district. It's right next to the musical square. That's all I can tell you. So if you don't mind, Fräulein.
Thank you. Then that's where I'll continue my search.
Is it really worth your while to keep looking for Dana? Is it not just another pipe dream, Fräulein? I get the impression there have been others.
I prefer to look at it as a calling. Besides, I don't have much choice. Thanks to you, she's a part of me now.
As you wish. I hope you find what you are looking for.
Thank you. Again. I've got everything I need from here, I guess. Best get back to the guest house. Get some rest. I'll go to the Music Academy first thing in the morning.
Okay, so we are done here. We're going to head straight off. Back down the mountain. Down to the tram. Hopefully we don't run into that guy who's looking for us along the way. Now we don't need to make the full journey back through the forest. We just need to get back to the tram.
I found her, my sweet Katusha. The girl in the painting. Her name is Dana. Dana Rose.
That's nice, Kate. Real nice.
I'm gonna find out who she was, just like I promised you.
Nothing more than a good old adventure to forget your grief, I guess. You should go, Kate, or you're gonna miss the tram.
Alright, let's go.
There will always be a train for you.
And that is it. We are back. Let's quickly check out the journal before we go. Dear Mrs. Foster, today I went to the famous refuge in the Silberspiegel mountain where that picture was painted, the one that Kate Walker seems to have become so obsessed about since her escape from the mine. I was expecting it to be one heck of a long journey to reach the refuge, but on the way I bumped into a group of alpinists and technicians from the Institute of Forensic Medicine of Vaghen. It turned out they were also heading near the refuge, more precisely to the foot of the infamous pass known as Devil's Pass, to carry out some macabre work. I'll spare you the grim details. Anyway, they kindly offered me a lift to the refuge in their helicopter. Once there, I made the acquaintance of the manageress of the place, a sour-tempered old woman named Lenny, a sly and taciturn old timer. She wasn't exactly an easy witness to question, I can tell you, all the more so as our meeting took place under the watch of a kind and hired help who must assist the old woman on a daily basis. He was a colossus of a guy and was careful to make himself visible to me while at the same time keeping his face well in the semi-darkness of the common room. Typical intimidation tactics, which of course were totally useless against me. I mean, I'm from New York, right? I managed to winkle the confirmation out of the old dame that Kate Walker had been to the refuge and had questioned the old lady on events that took place in the summer of 1937. Fräulein Lenny ended up caving and begrudgingly told me everything she knew. She spoke a lot about a certain Dana Rose, that's the young woman Miss Walker's in Miss Walker's painting. She had apparently fallen for an alpinist by the name of Leon during that summer. All this was during preparations for a secret expedition known as Origin, financed by the Brown Shadow. It was recorded on film by a female filmmaker in vogue at the time, a certain Jutta Steinhoff. Apparently this Leon, following a disagreement with a Brown Shadow militiaman, was forced by the fascists to go with the expedition to a faraway land they called Baltayar. So causing a painful separation with this Dana Rose. Armed with this knowledge, Kate Walker then continued her research the following day at the Academy of Music of Vaghen. That's where I'm headed now to continue my investigation. And that's where we are going next as well. So we'll see you next time for more Syberia, the World Before.